Hello everyone. Right, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to go through my top 6 self-help books to buy or read or listen to, because you know I'm a big fan of audiobooks, and why in particular. And we're going to start off with a book called Good Grief by Dipti Tait. Now, as it sort of suggests on the title, this is a book about dealing with grief. But what you won't necessarily pick up from the title is that grief isn't just about losing somebody special in your life. It's about change. It's about the whole process of change. And this is why I particularly recommended this book, is if you're trying to deal with letting go of stuff in the past or moving on or change in your life, for whatever, this is a fantastic book to buy and read. I started off with this one because I'm super excited to announce that I'm going to be interviewing Dipti in a couple of weeks, and I'll put it out on the blog, so you'll get that. I'm really interested to talk to her about this book and about how she uses it in her therapy. Okay, so that is Good Grief by Dipti Tait. The next one I want to talk about is a book that was recommended to me recently that I have only just read, and it was really surprising. And I've since recommended it on to other people, so I thought I'd tell you all about it. And that is The Game of Life and How to Play It. And it's by a lady called Florence Scovel Shinn. It was actually written in the 1920s or 30s, I think. So, the language is from then. And the other thing that I want to point out is it uses God and the Bible in a lot of references. And I'm not a religious person particularly. And the reason I picked up on this, I want to tell you, is because it's made me change my perspective a little bit about the Bible. In that, what it does is it picks up on certain stories in the Bible as metaphors. And it is immensely helpful in everyday life situations. And I'm not saying like go and read the Bible. I'm just saying listen to this book with an open mind, because it will really help you pick up on what you can do and the way that you're change the way you're looking at things rather. And I found it really helpful for something that I was trying to deal with. It's only a short book, it's not heavy going. Get that one. It is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. The next book I want to recommend is Human Givens, and that's by Joe Griffin and Ivan Tyrell. This is a book I read when I was actually training to be a hypnotherapist that I recommend again and again and again, because what it does, and the type of clients that this really comes to the fore for is those that can't identify what's wrong. I get people who come to see me as like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Everything's good in my life. I've got a lovely family. I've got this. I've got a home. I've got everything. I don't know why I feel like this, and I feel guilty for feeling like this. And the bit that resonates particularly with me and the clients I work with and with this book is about the human givens, is about what we need as humans, what we need to be able to thrive mentally and live well. And there are certain things that we need to address, and if any of these areas go out of balance in our life, then the whole thing can get a little bit messed up, and that's when we can get into emotional difficulties and mental difficulties. So it's a big book. Listen to it in audiobook. If you don't like sitting reading, but it's got some real gems in there, stuff about sleep, stuff about this what we need. Really, really worth reading. And then the next book is The Chimp Paradox by Professor Steve Peters. Now, the reason I picked up on this book and want to tell you about it is because I found that clients who come to see me about anger really find this book helpful. It helps you deal with how you're dealing with other people. And although it helps with many things about why we're feeling these ways, it's just comes up, and it particularly seems to resonate with those people who are dealing with anger and that their chimp got out of the box, or it deals with an awful lot more than that, emotional and mental health issues and things. But it is highly recommended, and it gives you really, really good visuals to be able to work on and to be able to put this chimp back in his box. Right, so that's The Chimp Paradox by Professor Steve Peters. And then my fifth book is Warriors, Settlers and Nomads by Terence Watts. Now, anybody who has been to see me will have had this book almost pushed on them, and I say that half jokingly because I actually do really mean this. Absolutely brilliant book. I live by and die by this book myself, and I guess it's something that really resonated with me. It's about our personality archetypes and where we fit in. You have to, sorry, excuse the cockerels in the background. I've got the door open. So it's about personality archetypes and how they explain why we do the things we do. But not only that, it's why other people behave in the way they do. And it focuses on these three main personality types that we have developed, or we have. They're a throwback to our ancestry, you know, to when we were all originally nomads, and we, you know, over 500,000 years ago, and it explains, you know, how these personality types resonate within us and exist within us today. But what's really useful, apart from it, explaining your own personality and what's important to you, is they also help you deal with other people and accept people for who they are and accept people for being different. And that is really, really important. So when you can understand the people around you and how they work, it's so much easier to just accept their eccentricities or how they are and their personality, just to accept them for being them. And that's a skill in itself, instead of judging people around us and not understanding why they act or behave in a certain way, and that it's not about us, it's just who they are. So that is Warriors, Settlers and Nomads by Terence Watts. And the last but not least book, you knew I was going to do this, didn't you, is mine, Stepping Out of the Cloud. It's a book by Triplett, and it's about depression. And the reason that I wrote this was really because people can do a lot of reading, and a lot of reading of self-help books, you know, recommended self-help books. But at some point, they have to take responsibility and they have to take action and make that transition from being aware that you have something that you need to deal with, in this case depression. You have to make that step and move into action. And it gives you a step-by-step guide of what you can do. It's practical things to do. And that's what I found, and the feedback I've had from people is a lot of things are missing. It doesn't give you practical exercises, practical things to do. That's what's missing. It's all very well knowing about this stuff, but what are you going to do? How do you make, you know, that leap from knowing about it, thinking about it, doing loads of reading and research and reading books, to putting it into action and stepping yourself out of your condition and back onto the path that you need to be on, or you want to be on in life, and back to the happy, calm, relaxed self. So those are my 6 books. I have put links underneath for all of them on Amazon. They are all available on Amazon, or a lot of them are available in audiobooks. If you're anything like me, I listen to books while I'm pottering and doing other stuff rather than just sitting reading. Not very good at that. So you don't have to do any more of that. You can listen instead. But if you like reading, you can get them on Kindle, you can get them in paperback, or you can get them on audiobook. So enjoy, especially with this lovely weather and while you're perhaps in the garden or on the beach. And I will speak to you soon. Bye.